It's on two nurses who were treating Ebola patients, and the debate over how to prevent the virus from spreading in the United States continues. Craig Boswell has the latest from the White House, where the president is expected to comment about the fight against Ebola today.
Amber Vinson received a round of applause as she left Emory University Hospital in Atlanta today.
While this is a day for celebration and gratitude, I ask that we not lose focus on the thousands of families who continue to labor under the burden of this disease in West Africa.
The Dallas nurse is now Ebola-free. She caught the virus treating Thomas Duncan of Liberia, who died earlier this month. And the nurse quarantined in New Jersey is now back in Maine. Local officials want Kaci Hickox to avoid going out until the 21-day incubation period is up. Her lawyer is trying to convince them that a day or two of quarantine is enough. The CDC has now updated its Ebola guidelines on healthcare workers returning from West Africa, classifying them into 4 categories. Workers who treated patients using personal protective equipment pose some risk, while those who had direct contact with bodily fluids are considered high risk. Officials will monitor for signs of infection, and there will be restrictions about going out and taking transportation. President Obama has told his Ebola team that government policies should not discourage healthcare workers from going to West Africa to fight the virus. So far, at least a half-dozen states have come up with their own guidelines for mandatory quarantines. The White House says Ebola response coordinator Ron Klain has been working behind the scenes and is meeting with CDC officials in Atlanta this week. Craig Boswell, CBS News, the White House.
Switzerland has approved testing of another experimental Ebola vaccine. 120 volunteers, including health workers bound for West Africa, will take part in that experiment. And several smaller countries have already banned travelers from West Africa, the Ebola zone, and now Australia has joined them. Australia's government has been criticized for not sending medical teams to West Africa.
We're